Hi everyone, in this video I will walk you through the jump game problem. This is a fun and relatively simple problem where you're given an array of integers and you start on the first index, and each element in the array represents the number of spaces that you can jump, so your maximum jump length at the position. And the question of the problem is whether you can reach the last index or not. So I'll show a few examples of this being true and false and the algorithm you can use to solve it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to keep track of is max val, and this represents the furthest we can jump in our array. So that's going to get set initially to 0 because we, by default, can go to the first index. That's where we start. We are also going to keep track of an iterator variable. So we're going to loop over all the values in our array. For each value in the array, we're first going to check if we can reach it, because there's no point in doing anything if we can't reach that number. So we'll check max val, we'll see, okay, it's equal to the current index we're at. So we can look at this number and we can see how far can we jump from there. This has the number 2, so we know we can jump 2 plus this index. So we can jump to the index 2. In order to do that, we need to update max val. We look at its current value, 0, and we're going to update it to the max of its current value and this index plus the jump length, right? So imagine if this was something else, right? If max value was currently 4, we obviously are not going to supersede it with 2 because we can jump further than that already. So max value gets updated to 2, basically saying, hey, we can jump up to index 2 now because we were at index 0 and that had a jump length of 2. We continue on, we go to index 1, and we don't skip, right? We don't just jump to index 2, because what if this value had like 100, right? We always want to check each value to make sure we're not skipping over a number that would allow us to jump way further. So we get to this value. We can reach this clearly because our max value is 2, right? We can jump up to this spot. And this has a value of 3. So now we compare our current max value of 2 to 3 plus this index, which would be 4, and we update our max value to that value. If at any time we can reach the end index, we just break out of our loop, right? So max value is 4, which is our last index. So at this point, we know we're done. So we return out of our loop and we return true because we definitely can reach the last index. Okay, so this is an example where we will not be able to reach the end. So just like last time, we're going to set our max val, and that's going to be set to 0, saying we can jump to the first index. We will set up our iterator, our loop, with an initial value of 0. Then we'll check, can we reach this, which is trivially true. And we will set max value to 3 plus this index because it's larger than 0. So max val becomes 3 at this point. We continue iterating. We will not update max value here, right? So we check we can reach this index, but 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, so there's no update required. We iterate to the next number, and it's the exact same thing. This sums to 3, saying we can jump 1 plus this index, but we can already jump to index 3 here. So we continue on. We get to index 3, which is our current max val, and 0 plus 3 is still 3, which means we cannot jump anywhere from this space. So we do not update max val in this case. our loop will continue one more time, but when we get here and we do our check, if we can reach this index, it is false because max val is 3. We can jump up to the third index. We cannot reach the fourth index. So in this case, we simply return false, which is the correct answer for this particular example. Okay, so that concludes the algorithm for jump game. It's a fairly simple algorithm, but if you have any questions or you want any clarification, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Basically, the intuition is you want to keep track of the furthest you can jump, and you continually update that. If you ever find out that you can jump to the last index, then you return true. And if you ever find out that you cannot jump any more, you return false. So that's all. I hope you have a great day.